There we go. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Just double check a few things. Just give me 1 second. Here you can. That's cool. Right. Let's do this. So yes guys, welcome to Thursday Night Race League. This is the penultimate round of Season 3. And guess where we are? Where would you want to be? No, we're not at Donington, we're not at Alton, we're not at Silverstone or Snetterton, but we are at Brands Hatch GP for what is going to be a thrilling round number 5 of the championship, but also the last of the two 30-minute sprint races of the season, and it is going to be very epic. It is going to be very exciting. It is going to be quite a big grid tonight by the looks of it. 13 drivers at the moment going around here on the Brands Hatch GP circuit here in Kent for the penultimate round of the championship, and it is the one and only Hoppers in the commentary box. How is everyone doing? It is Thursday, of course, but the championship is getting to the sharp end. It is getting to the nitty gritty. It is also getting into all sorts of, like the pro class, the overall title, and the AM class. They are providing some close battles from what we've seen last time out at Spa. The championship protagonists like Adam Foster and of course Stefano Marchetto, they actually, you know, Adam had a bit of a crash at Spa, but Marma had a big sizable shunt in the Mercedes. He's now I think he's commandeered, or he's now gone into his teammate Dario's number for this evening. I think the car he had was written off, unfortunately, at Spa-Francorchamps, but he's back. Hopefully he's recovered very well from that sizable shunt, but it is looking likely that we're going to be thereabouts to push on. But we'll go through the championship table because, as I say, it's getting to the sharp end. It is getting to at least quite a lot of things within Thursday Night Race League. Is obviously, you know, winding down the last two sprint races of the season. If you remember rightly, the two sprint races at Imola, Stefano actually won both of them, been chased all the way by Rich. Then it came to Adam Foster taking near enough, obviously taking the, well, I think he took the double at Donington, but it seemed to be very quick. And I'll tell you what, it is going to be very interesting back on home soil for some of these guys, but it is getting thereabouts. Let's have a look at the championship tables then. It seems to me that, from what I've heard though, is around the top four, maybe top four drivers maybe are in contention for at least championship wins. It looks at the moment. And Stefano Marchetto, season 1 champion, if you remember rightly, when he was racing the Bentley, he's now in the Mercedes. Obviously I don't think he's going to be going back to Mercedes for next season. He's actually on 115 points at the moment. Then you've got Adam Foster on 9 points, then you've got Luke on 85, and then of course Rich on 81. So it's between them in the pro standings at the moment, but it's also the top 4 in the overall order. And then you've got Comet on 50, then followed by Bart, followed by Dazza, aka Daz Tinkner, on 38. Then you've got Wesley on 26, then you've got Kakatakos on 15, and then obviously you've got Stewart, who's new to the league, around, I believe he's got 10 points, I believe that is exactly. But like I say, with the overall standings, it looks very interesting because the top 4 are fighting for the overall title as well as the pro. Going into the AM class then, Clenough has a marginal lead of 57 points, so he's, you know, he's thereabouts, trying to push on. He's the Dutchman, trying to do and exactly win the title as Max Verstappen did in Formula 1 over the weekend. His closest title challenger is Mike Bullen on 41 points then, So it's going to be down to Dutchman and the Welshman trying to fight out for the AM Class Championship. Dario is missing tonight, so he's on 34, so he's a bit far back. If he was here tonight, he would be challenging for that, trying to get the top spot. It looks like Malovan is also missing. Malovan's on 24, then 1 point behind him is Yuri on 23. Then you've got Skyfu. Unfortunately, Skyfu's missing, he's on 14. Then you've got Damo, aka Serial Killer, missing tonight, he's on 10 points. Then obviously Poddy Flack is missing as well, he's on 8. Then you've got Trevor Rolfe on 7, and then of course Super Ted, I think his name is actually Dan Stevens, he's on 4 points. But it's going to be very close going into Brands Hatch. Then what is going to happen tonight? Are we going to have a nail-biting two 30-minute races? Is it going to be very interesting? Is it going to be pushing on for dear life? We'll try and find a driver who's actually about to start a flying lap then, and that is none other than Luke. We'll go on board with Luke then for a lap of Brands Hatch. Hopefully he doesn't go into pit lane, but he's about to go up into Paddock Hill Bend. It is very blind, and it is like a roller coaster here going out of Paddock Hill then in towards Druids. It is going to be very close. It could be an overtaking spot round here. Drops down to 1 gear though for his way into Graham Hill Bend, which is a very blind corner itself. He's just going to power his way out to Graham Hill down the Cooper Straight, and this is where it's going to get very technical into Surtees. Then we're not going to the right and on to the right again, but out of Surtees we go. Then it is going to be very carefully picked. You know, you can just see how he's going down the drop, and it's going to be very carefully panned out. Into Hawthorne we go, which seems to be a very interesting corner. It's very tight on entry. Then into Westfield, and then obviously following his way down back up the hill towards Sheen Curve. It used to be known as Dingle Dell, but not anymore. It is a flat right curve. It used to have a chicane sort of curves, but then we go into Stirling. Then what's going to happen when he goes out of Stirling? Well, he's about to fire his way into clearways. The tree's clear, so you can get a clear view in towards McLaren, and it's going to be very carefully picked, and then obviously down into the Brabham Straight, and that is a lap of Brands Hatch GP circuits. And we are going to see exactly what Luke's going to do this evening. He is obviously looking forward to seeing what he can do. But I tell you what, it is going to be outrageous. I tell you what, I've been talking to the guys just before we came on there, and they're looking for, some of them are looking forward to seeing what's going to happen within each and every single right for, you know, basically championship honours, basically pro and am, and also a lot of interest. We'll see exactly what's going to happen with the 15 minutes of qualifying. But if you're not familiar with the season, just to put it out there, we do have obviously we've had three, yeah, this is now the third round of the 30-minute races. So to get two 30-minute sprint races, they are very quick. They will be over and done with in a flash. It looks like sometimes it isn't, but it has been over and done with in a flash before. It has been very excitable at Imola as well as Donington. You know, the battles have been insane. Then unfortunately, you know, we've had around 2 hour-long endurances, especially at Spa-Francorchamps last week. That was very close to see exactly what was going to happen, because Stefano actually crashed out at Radion, and it damaged his car, and he wasn't best pleased, and he was lucky to literally get that Mercedes hopefully back up and running tonight. I've just noticed he's adapted his teammate's number. Maybe he's just jumped into Dario's car just for tonight, just because that number 4 Mercedes was heavily damaged at Spa-Francorchamps. And then obviously during just getting the calendar now, we had obviously Kyle Army was the first night race of the season, and also the first ever full-time night race in Thursday Night Race League, and that was another hour-long endurance. Next week we are at Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya for the grand finale, and it is going to be an hour-long, so that will be tense, and it will be going from day to dark as well, like it did at Spa-Francorchamps, but this time it is at Barcelona, and it is going to be very epic. It is going to be pretty much tooth and nail for tonight, with 6.5 minutes left in free practice then, just to get a benchmark to see how well they're going to do for qualifying. It looks like Adam's going to be setting the pace. That is Adam Foster, current series champion. Could he make it back-to-back championship, or is Stefano going to try and take him to the charge again? It is very importantly picked out for this season. Or is Luke going to try and jump up there, or is Rich going to try and put a dent in their title challenge to both? Obviously, you know, with Adam racing years of well, 2 seasons of McLaren, now into the Ferrari. Stefano was on course to win the title in a Ferrari last season, but with things at Suzuka playing hands with the likes of Mick 64, aka Giancarlo, last season in the Lexus, getting a drive-through penalty, which he probably wasn't best pleased with, but that gift, and that obviously when he had to pit Adam, had to just finish second to take the title, which he did, and he drove spectacularly very well last season, to be fair, and obviously slowly adapting to that Ferrari, but he's also on course to technically win the title. So it's going to be very interesting. Are we going to see the title be wrapped up tonight, or are we going to go down to the wire at Barcelona? It could be a very much close battle. We've got quite a few new guys. We've got Stewart in the Bentley, the number 15 Bentley is in the chrome blue, black and white Bentley, I believe, or is it grey? I'm just trying to pick it out. It's a sort of a grey colour. He's just going in his pit lane there. Then we've got the Brownster. I'm not too sure who he is. He's new to me, but I'll try and find out his real name in a second or two. It is Anthony, so he's going to be thereabouts. But Kakatakos has joined, so that is good to see the Portuguese driver back on track. It is an absolute privilege. So, you know, it's going to be very close to see exactly what happens. Then we've got Dan Stevens, I believe. That is Super Ted, and he's going to be very on the money, trying to push on. He made his debut at Spa-Francorchamps last week. Then we've got obviously Yuri, Mike Bullens there. Mike's up for trying to put a dent in Klaus M-Class lead to try and take it down to the wire, but it's going to be very close. We'll see exactly what the Honda driver can do. I believe just try to figure out who actually left then. Just having a quick look. Just try to see who actually left the because it did say we had 14 drivers, but it's going to be very close. So I don't know whether, just seeing who's left, but we'll try and figure it out in a moment or two. But they've got 3 minutes left of free practice. Hopefully you guys can hear me, and can you also please like and subscribe to Thursday Night Race League. They will appreciate the subscribers as well as me to help me commentate. It is an absolute privilege to be back commentating, and it is a very close and awesome league to be of. So if you want to take part in season 4, obviously head over to Facebook and type in, I believe, I'm just going to quickly check exactly, it is ACC hyphen TNRL hyphen Thursday Night Racing PS4 slash PS5. If you want to be part of that, go on to that Facebook page. We're also on Discord, and let's see exactly how well things go. It is going to be very hard to overtake round here. It has been for quite some time now, but it's nice to see Kakatakos back on the grid. He is a very likeable character, pushing all the way. He's hopefully got used to the Ferrari. He obviously came back at Donington Park, and you know, he had a bit of a bother with one of the drivers, but nevertheless he's back tonight, so it is good to see him back on the grid, and it is going to be very exciting to see how well he's going to adapt to the Ferrari with the likes of Luke, who's actually now in his now it's now an orange Mercedes. It's not the white and green Mercedes that we're usually seeing him in, but I believe he's paying homage to Max Verstappen that won the F1 title over the weekend, so it is going to be a very closely picked. So we'll see exactly what is going to happen for qualifying, which is around 50 seconds away. So it looks like Luke's actually fourth at the moment, followed by Adam and Marma. Marma's around 0.7 seconds at the moment from Adam Foster, so the lap time is a 1:23.2 at the moment. Could be a very interesting lap time, especially going into qualifying. And I believe Stewart's up there in third place at the moment, so it's a good showing on his debut. Wesley's around there in sixth, but it is going to be very close, because with around 13 seconds left in free practice, we could see exactly what's going to happen. But it is going to be very closely picked, and we do have quite some time. But yes, guys, let us know in the comments what you think is going to happen, or who is going to be thereabouts. It is going to be very closely thought out, and we are getting ready for now qualifying as free practice comes to an end. But it does look like Adam's setting the benchmark then to try and push on for a very thrilling penultimate round of the championship. It seems thereabouts. We'll see exactly, likes of obviously Comet, Marmot, because you know Comet likes to push the car to his degree. He gets thereabouts, but looking exactly what's going to happen then for qualifying. Who is going to be the first to blink? It looks like Adam will be the first one to go out then. Always to go out the first, and it's going to be very close between these guys. He's got, I believe Luke was coming out then, I believe, followed by the Brownster, followed by Bullen, followed by Stefano, and there's quite a few cars out there. Yuri's out as well, so it's going to be very close to see how well these guys go. Just looking exactly what's happening. Clerf goes out behind Stewart at the moment then, so qualifying is going to be very closely picked. I don't know exactly who is going to be getting pole position at the moment, but we shall soon find out. But looking exactly how things go for tonight, it looks like Adam may have the upper hand. You know, the Ferrari seems to be thereabouts, but it's going to be thereabouts. I believe Super Ted and Kakatakos are yet to come out of pit lane. So as you can see how compact and how close it gets for being round here at Brands Hatch, it is going to be very carefully picked out. You know, you can't just pick one guy to get pole position, because the guys will be on the money. And I'll tell you what, this is exactly how you need to play it safe, because especially with your lap times round here, especially getting caught up in traffic, it's another thing, because margin for error with obviously the likes of trying to overtake for passes and stuff like that. Key point is obviously at Paddock Hill Bend, maybe at Druids, maybe Graham Hill, but you've got to be very carefully picked. There's a yellow flag already. Someone's gone off at Paddock Hill, and that was Kakatakos by the looks of it. Just getting used to that Ferrari, so he's going to be pushing on. I believe Dan Stevens is just sat in pit lane at the moment. Whether he's on a pit lane qualification ban. It's yet to be seen unless he's just playing it safe because of the amount of cars that are on circuit at the moment. You can just see how complex and how close it's getting. There's quite a few cars pushing on. We'll see exactly what's going to happen then, because there is a few gaps in the field, but you can just see how equally they're going to be, because they fired away out of Surtees then onto the GP loop. Excuse me, but it's going to be very carefully panned out. Just looking exactly what Adam's doing. He's going out of McLaren and towards the start finish line now. What is his lap time going to be? It's about to go on the board, and he does a 123.9 at the moment, so it's late 123s at the moment. Luke is around about 0.3 of a second at the moment, and the Brownster is only 1.07 seconds behind the top two at the moment. So that is a very good lap time from the Ferrari driver in the 92 Ferrari. But then you've got Stewart up into second then. He's only 0.054 of a second from Adam's time at the moment. So the Bentley driver seems to be adapting very well at the moment. It looks like Bart's up into 5th, Comer in 6th so far, Stefano down in 7th at the moment. So title protagonist Stefano Marchetto, he's going to be thereabouts. He's going to have to literally get his skates on to get pole position, as the camera throws a bit of a wobbler, but he is going to be thereabouts. But he's down in 8th at the moment because Wesley's gone up to 4th, and that is a very good lap time from the Dutchman in the Lamborghini then, the 43 Lamborghini, and it seems to be a very close battle so far. Bullen is in 9th, trying to get up into the M-Class lead ahead of Clenough. Clenough hasn't set a lap yet, he's just thereabouts, but we'll see how the 900 Lamborghini, the Dutchman, can go. He's trying to emulate a lot of things, but he's done very well. He got a 4th place at, I believe it was it Donington or Kyalami? I can't remember one of the tracks, but he's done very well to get thereabouts. We've got the likes of Yuri, and of course Bullen goes up to 7th then, so you know Stefano is dropped down to 9th. That's a bit unfortunate for Season 1 champion. He's currently in 9th place at the moment. Maybe the Mercedes isn't handling well, or he's just taking it steady at the moment. So Clenough's still taking his time to get a lap time on the board. Yuri, Rich and of course Kakatakos are yet to set a lap. I believe Super Ted also has to set a lap, but looking exactly what is going on, we'll just go and have a look at the time with Stewart here. His best time was a 123.955. He's currently equal on his time at the moment, according to what we see. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But looks like Dan's just had a bit of an issue messing up his number. It's not really an issue because he'll do very well. Hopefully Adam goes off there at the moment then. So it's 9 minutes left in qualifying then. Is Adam going to be able to get pipped to pole position, or is he going to savour it for another lap? He's got around about 8 minutes 50 seconds if he wants to go again, but at the moment he's pushing on. But is he going to see what Stewart can do? Stewart still stays there. He's around about 0.120 of a second then. Rich is up into 3rd then, so it looks like the Bentleys are coming on strong. There's a yellow flag going on to the start finish line. They've gone into pit lane, so it's been withdrawn. Luke in 4th then at the moment in the orange Mercedes, followed by Stefano. Stefano's back up to 5th then, so he's getting closer and closer to where he wants to be in this qualification session. But it could be very carefully picked out. Wesley in 6th then at the moment, trying to push on. The Brownster currently in 7th, Kakatakos rather in 8th place, followed by Comer in 9th, Barton 10th, Bullen 11th, Clef 12th. At the moment it looks like Marma's dropped down because the Brownster in that Ferrari, he is up to 3rd place at the moment, so he's doing very well on his debut. 7.5 minutes left of qualifying. We will see exactly what's going to happen in a moment, but it's getting very close, and I'll tell you what, it looks like the new guys, Stuart and Anthony, are trying to push on, and they're trying to say to these guys, the title challengers, look what we can do. It's going to be very close. Marma's up into 4th then, so Luke's dropped down to 6th, but this is exactly what's going to happen. Clem up into 10th, so there's quite a few cars in pit lane at the moment trying to get their setups maybe just right to try and push on with just under 7 minutes to go in, of course, qualifying. But it is going to be very much on the money. We'll see exactly what's going to happen because the Brownster, we'll see what he can do. We'll just go on board with him to get this lap time. Hopefully he doesn't abandon it because it looks like it's going to be a very close lap time. Let's see what he can do. He's about to cross the line. Let's have a look. He goes up into pole position then. Up into provisional pole position with a 123.4 at the moment, so that knocks Adam off the perch. At the moment he's coming through the latter half of the circuit, all the way he's come up to Sheen Curve. Now what's he going to do? Is he going to try and put that number 1 Ferrari, the reigning champion, is he going to put it onto pole position, or is he going to have to concede for the first time? You know, is he going to have to concede for the first time this evening? Looks very quick and testing, but he's about to go through McLaren to try and get thereabouts. He's going to try and be... Marma's coming out of pit lane, so he's going to have to be very careful. But he is still there, not 0.015 of a second. He's going to be thereabouts. Looks like Stewart's thereabouts in third place at the moment. He seems that Bentley's on course for some very much championship denting by the new guys at the moment, trying to put the championship protagonists under a bit of pressure. It could be very interesting to see exactly what Stewart can do. He's about to cross the line. Still stays 3rd at the moment. Then Marma's still 4th. Rich still 5th at the moment. Luke still 6th at the moment. Wesley in, of course, 7th. Clem 8th. Common 9th. Kakatakos 10th. Bart 11th. Mike Bullen at 12th. Yuri in 13th, and Dan Stevens in 14th at the moment. But I'll tell you what, it is getting very tense for the championship protagonists because they have a few cars ahead of them. It could be very carefully picked out. It's going to be close as you like, 4.5 minutes to go. But this is exactly how things go, because it is now going to be very close. Because looking at lap times then, let's see what Marma can do. He's about to go through McLaren for a next flying lap. He's on for maybe a decent time. Let's see what he can do. The Mercedes driver, the Italian, he is still in 4th place at the moment. 4 minutes to go though. 4 minutes to go in qualifying for round number 5 of the 2 sprint races at Brands Hatch for round number 5 of season 3. But it is going to be very close. Adam's still in pit. Adam's gone into pit lane then, probably thinking that might just do it and I might have to concede. But you know, he's got a car, but he's got 2 cars between him. You know, he's got the likes of the Brownster and of course Stewart at the moment. Stewart's pushing that Bentley all the way. Marma trying to push on. He's going through up towards Hawthorne and then through to Westfield. He could easily be picked out here. There was a yellow flag that might have hampered his time, but we shall see. There was a yellow flag going up into Sheen, but I think that actually got withdrawn. So you know, Marma is still there in 4th place. 3 minutes left then. It looks like there is a lot of interest to see what he can do. Is he going to stick that Mercedes on pole position? His original one was heftily damaged at Spa-Francorchamps last week, a nasty shunt, but he is still fourth at the moment, so he's got to push on. But Clough is in obviously eighth at the moment, but it looks like we could be a 2.5 minutes left of qualifying for round number 5, but it is getting very closely picked out. Adam's gone for another lap then, so he's probably thinking, right, I need to get and string this together. Out of Sterling he goes. He's on the out lap to try and get some temperature into them tyres. Now he's going to be pushing on. He's got 2 minutes left to get a very interesting lap time. He's around only 0.15 of a second at the moment to get up to Anthony's time, but it could be very carefully. Like I say, the newcomers are, they're looking very quick at the moment. They said they were on pace with the top guys at the moment, but it could be very carefully picked out, and it could be very panned out. But 1.5 minutes left of qualifying. It could be all or nothing. We'll see exactly what's going to happen in a moment or two, because it looks like Rich is still there in 5th. Kakatakos, sorry, he's up into 7th. He is doing a stellar job to get into 7th place in that Ferrari. So it's Ferrari 1-2 at the moment. Let's see what Adam can do. He's got a minute left, just near enough a minute. It is going to be very carefully picked up into Sheen Curve. He goes then. It's going to be very close between now and then. There's yellow flag though. Is that going to hamper? Probably not, but we shall soon find out. He's going to find his way out towards Clearways and then into McLaren for what could be a very close lap time. What's he about to do? Let's have a look. He's about to cross the lap and get across the line. He goes a 1:23.4, which then now sticks him back onto provisional pole position with 27 seconds left. So this is going to be very tense. It looks like Brownster's gone into pit lane, and maybe he's going to sit there for the rest of the session. Stewart's still there in 3rd at the moment. Marmot's still in 4th at the moment. Well, this is exactly how qualifying is panning out here at Brands Hatch tonight. It is going to be very carefully picked. The grid for the second sprint race is around the same, but we'll see exactly what is going to happen. But it is going to be very carefully picked. Good evening, Dom. How's it going, mate? Long time no see. Nice for you to join in the stream, my friend. But it looks like then that Adam takes pole position. It's going to be very carefully panned out for him then. He's got the Brownster alongside. He's got Stewart thereabouts. He's still 3rd at the moment. Marmer still in pit lane. So it is going to be very carefully picked. It looks like Dan never made it out for his lap time, but I tell you what, it is going to be very quick. I am going to be back in a moment or two. I just need to nip to the loo, and then I'll be back for the formation lap. Do apologise about that, guys, but yes, it is going to be very interesting. We'll go on obviously on board with Stefano for the formation lap. Does Adam stream? I think so, mate. I'm not too sure. I know for a fact Luke does, but I'm not too sure about Adam, but you can always check out, mate. But it looks very closely picked then. So, you know, it's going to be very carefully picked for a close proximity. It looks like 14 cars tonight. That is a decent turnout for the penultimate round of the championship. You can just see the cars on the jacks, just looking from the helicam, just for the time being. It is going to be very carefully picked out. We can just see how colourful this grid is getting week by week, and you know, we are going to be on course for a very close night of racing. They've got to get, they're obviously getting the setups. Oh, absolutely, mate. They've been racing for a while, and it's been very close. It's a shame you're not still racing with us, mate, because it would have been good to have you on the grid. You know, but we'll see how well things go. But we are gearing up then for the first formation lap of the first of the final 30-minute races of the season. Then Adam's going to lead them away, followed by the Brownster, followed by Stewart, followed by Marmot, then Luke, then Rich, followed by Kakatakos, and then of course Wesley are going to be thereabouts. We'll see exactly how well these drivers are going to go. The nerves are probably going to go sky high. You know, I'd love to put a heart rate monitor on one of these and just see how fast their heart rate's going right now, because it is going to get very tense, and we'll see exactly what's going to happen. Ah, fair enough, mate, fair enough. But hopefully one day we may see you back. You know, it'd be good to have you, and you know that. But we'll see exactly what Marma can do. Oh, absolutely, mate. They've all been really good. The proper decent bunch of guys. The guys like the Brownster and of course Stewart tonight. Stewart's in obviously the Bentley, the Brownster's in the Ferrari. They've only just joined today as well, and that's absolutely how we want to see the season pan out. You know, to get almost, okay, we've got 14 cars on the grid, and that's a good turnout. You know, it's absolutely amazing. We can't wait to see how the first of the penultimate sprint races of the championship then. This is the penultimate one. We do have one more tonight, and then we have the hour-long endurance at Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya next week. I'll tell you what, guys, we are in for a treat. Let's see what is going to happen. The guys are slowly getting towards the latter half of the lap now, about to go through Sheen Curve. They're going to have to be very careful when it comes to the race. Marma's just trying to take it steady after that sizable shunt at Spa-Francorchamps last week. But it looks like Yuri's in pit lane then, by the looks of it, according to my my graphic at the moment. But looking at the helicam then, just coming out of Stirling, you can see how close they're getting, because they want this race, they want to push on straight away. But it does look like Yuri's in pit lane then, so he's going to have to start there, I think, unless his wheels played up on him, or the Lamborghini has a bit of an issue that we don't know about. But we are getting ready for the green light then of the penultimate round of the championship. It is going to be a nail biter, because you're strapping yourselves in and you don't want to miss the action. Let's get going and let's see what happens. Who's going to get into the lead going into Paddock Hill Bend? I'll tell you what, it's going to be very closely picked out. It looks like Marma's trying to already get the jump away from Stewart, as well as he's almost side by side with Adam Foster, but he's also tried to get that jump. He's thereabouts. He's trying to go on the outside into Druids as he goes, but it is going to be very close to Brownster down into third then, after electric start in qualifying. But he's got to be very careful. It looks like there's quite a few cars having a bit of a battle out the back, out of Graham Hill Bend, and this is exactly how things do not want to pan out. And it looks like, just bear in mind, don't worry about the timing screen for the time being, guys, because it is just throwing a wobbler, but it looks like Clenough has got up into 7th place at the moment. Maybe, yes he has, because Kakatakos is there. Clenough's dropped back a bit as he had an issue. He's got Bart alongside him, followed by Wesley close behind, but it looks like Stewart's dropped down to 10th, Comet in 11th, Bull in 12th, Dan in 13th, followed by Yuri in 14th at the moment. But what is happening for the lead at the moment is Marmot putting Adam under pressure, yet doesn't look like it at the moment. Brownster's still in 3rd at the moment. He's dropped 1 place from the grid, but it looks like Rich is up into 4th. Kaka's still there in 5th at the moment, with Luke in 6th, with the likes of Clenough down in 7th. Then leading the AM class at the moment is Clenough, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen, and it is going to be very carefully picked. I'll tell you what, the cameras are absolutely unbelievable, mate, to have better angles. We'll see exactly what's going to happen, but we'll see if Marma's going to try and catch up to Adam. Adam's got that start exactly how he wanted it. Rich still there in 4th, then Kaka's still in 5th, currently under pressure from Luke though. We'll go on board with Luke if we can, just to give you a rough idea. Firing his way out of Surtees, then up towards Pilgrim's Drop we go. Then he's going to be thereabouts. He's going to try and push on in towards Hawthorne, and then he's going to obviously try and push his way through into Westfield, but he's a bit far back from Kakatakos at the moment. But we'll get the helicam up and see how well he goes. He goes a bit wide out of Westfield, but he's going to be on course to try and push on with the likes of Kaka, and of course Clenough's still there in, of course, 7th at the moment, with Bart in 8th, with Stewart back now up into 9th, and he's got Comma close behind him in 10th place at the moment. Wesley's dropped back to 11th, but it looks like the marker posts are going flying slightly, with Bart and of course Stewart at the moment side by side going down towards Paddock Hill Bend for the 2nd time. Then it looks like it's going to be very close. I do apologise for any camera angle that looks like out of turn. Still trying to get used to it as Stewart goes on the inside into Druids. Then he's going to try and get it done before he gets into Graham Hill Bend. Yes, he does, so that drops Bart down to 9th, and with Comer chasing him in 7th place at the moment. But Stefano's trying to get up to Adam. He's 1.6 of a second at the moment. Brownster's trying to catch this guy, catch these guys up as well. He's trying to put a stellar debut with the likes of Rich and of course Kaka trying to catch them back up. It's going to be thereabouts, but we'll see how close it's going to go. But Clenough is still there in 7th at the moment, with a fast approaching Stewart trying to get that Bentley, the number 15 Bentley, that is right, the 15 Bentley Continental, trying to push up towards Clenough. Clenough still leading the AM class at the moment by the looks of it. He's trying to push away from the Bentley with the likes of Bullen in 12th, and I believe that was Dan Stevens going off track at Stirling. Then he's got, not Stirling, it was Sheen Curve, I beg your pardon. He's just gone through Stirling now, with Yuri trying to catch him up. You can just see Yuri's Lamborghini in 14th place at the moment. Started at pit lane with Dan Stevens going off track out of clearways, and he's going to have to try and push on, but Yuri gets past with ease. Then almost trying to push on with around 25 minutes left of this race, but the Brownsters trying to catch up to Marma. Marma's trying to get away. He's around 1.5 seconds from Adam at the moment. We'll try and see exactly what's going on further back, but you know, the Ferraris are coming on quick. Marma drove the Ferrari last season and it's almost there. Rich is there in 4th at the moment. Kakatakos in 5th place at the moment, with the likes of Luke in 6th at the moment. Clenough is all over, trying to defend like mad from Stewart at the moment. Stewart's got that Bentley dialed up. He started 4th, but he's thereabouts trying to catch up to Clenough. We'll go on board with the Bentley driver as we fire our way up towards Sheen Curve for the 3rd time. It is going to be very quickly panned out. 24.5 minutes to go. Into Stirling's we go. Then is he going to try and make a move down towards the start finish line, or is he going to go into clearways, then into McLaren and think about making it stick into Paddock Hill. Clenough gets a bit onto the brakes, but he's almost there. It looks like that Stewart's going to get alongside Clenough. We'll just throw the helicam up for a moment or two. It's going to be very carefully pit. Stewart's alongside Clenough. Clenough does not want to lose more ground, but Stewart gets there for that 7th place then, which was a stellar move. But you can see that was exactly how it goes into Druids then for the 4th time. I'll tell you what, it's been a very close battle so far. But Marmer's trying to get away from the Brownster. The Brownster's trying to get up to Marmer, and Marmer's trying to escape. The car he drove last season's right behind him and right in front of him as well. But I'll tell you what, the Brownster, is he going to catch up to Marmer this time round? He may do, you know, you never know. It could be a Ferrari 1-2 by the end of the lap. Out of Westfield we go then, up towards Sheen. It's going to be very carefully pit out if the Brownster can do an absolute stellar overtaking. It'd be nice to see him get onto the podium in his debut race. He's thereabouts. He's going to have to try and push up. I think Rich is trying to push on. Kakatakos is only 0.2. This is another battle. We've got to be very careful how we pick our battles tonight, because Kaka is getting close up to Rich. You can just see the Portuguese driver getting up to that Bentley. He is thereabouts. But I'll tell you what, fair play to Kakatakos. He is a very established racer himself. He's come back tonight for another battle, and he's going to be thereabouts. Luke's trying to catch him up as well, but looking exactly what is happening. There is a bit of a battle between Wesley and Comer, I believe. We'll have a look at that one as well, but it's getting very close between Kaka and Rich at the moment. Kaka could easily get Rich for that 4th place if he catches him and gets the lines very spot on around Brands Hatch. It is very tight and technical. It is not a place where you can easily overtake at the time being, but looking exactly how Kaka's doing, he's round about 0.4. Rich goes off out of Hawthorne into Westfield. He's going to have to try and hold on for dear life, and I tell you what, it is going to be very careful going up towards Sheen Curve. Is Kaka going to be able to get that move done as we go into Stirling for the 5th time? It could be very carefully pinned out for Kaka to try and get past that Bentley. He looks like he could do it going into Clearways or McLaren just to go onto the Brabham Straight. But I tell you what, where is this move going to come from? Is it going to be a very close battle into Paddock Hill Bend? You can just hear the other guys further ahead of us, but we'll see exactly how that's going to pan out. But fair play to Kaka, putting Rich under considerable amount of pressure at the moment. Clenouf's dropped down to 9th at the moment. He's got Wesley ahead of him. It's going to be very carefully pit between the two Dutch guys, interchanging rivalry between them. But we'll try and jump back to that battle in a moment. But let's see what's happening between Kaka and Rich at the moment. 0.4 of a second then between the pair of them. It looks like it is 0.7 between the Brownster and Marmer at the moment as well. So I'll tell you what, there's a bit of battles galore at the moment. Comer's got up into 10th then, and it's going to be very close. Clenough is still trying to get past Wesley for that 8th place at the moment, but could be very carefully pit. 20.5 minutes left then in the first race of the evening. It looks like Kaka is trying to get all over the back of Rich at the moment. Let's see what the Brownster's doing. Is he going to get past Marmer for 2nd place? It may be. We'll go on board with the Ferrari driver. It's going to be very carefully pit. Just give me 1 second while we sort some out. But I tell you what, it's going to be thereabouts. But it's going to be very carefully pinned to get that drivers picked out. Marmer's trying to get away from the Brownster at the moment, but it could be very carefully pinned out for going into Graham Hill Bend for the 7th time then. So let's have a look at what is going on with the likes of Kakatakos. He's thereabouts. He's trying to put Rich under pressure. There's a bit of contact between the pair of them, and that has been a bit unfortunate, but that has cost them a bit of ground then. So Luke is up into of course, now 4th place, followed by, I believe Stewart is up into 6th, maybe 5th. It's a bit, yeah, Stewart's up into 5th, so the Brownster and of course Marmot now is the closest battle. Looks like Wesley and Cleniff are a bit far behind each other now, so it looks like the Brownster and of course Marmot trying to catch each other up. It's going to be thereabouts, but we'll try and push on for quite a bit, and it is going to be thereabouts. But looking at the Brownster, then, is he going to try and push on for dear life to try and get up to Marmot and get 2nd place and get a Ferrari 1-2? We've got 18.5 minutes to go. I'll tell you what, it is going to be thereabouts. It's going to be close as you like, but it could be very carefully picked out between the likes of Adam Foster, who's still leading the race, then followed by Marmot and the Brownster, but Luke's up into 4th then. So the orange Mercedes up into 4th place, with Stewart 5th at the moment, Rich in 6th, then Kakatakos in 7th. These two had a bit of together, but fair play, they waited for each other to rejoin, which was very mutual respect. I think there was just a bit of a move where it wasn't going to happen going into Surtees that time round, but it looks like Marmot's trying to escape from the likes of the Brownster. The Brownster's 0.5 seconds away. He's trying to push that Ferrari. Marmot drove that Ferrari last season, so you'll see how quickly he's going to try and defend from the car he actually raced last season. He's probably thinking, I'm sick of seeing that Ferrari, but you know, he won't be getting sick of seeing it, because of it being the Italian stallion, and he's Italian, he's going to try and get there. But it looks like the Brownster's trying to make a move. He's gone too deep out of clearways, which has now allowed Marmot to get that gap even more. Thereabouts, Luke is there in 4th at the moment, with Stewart 5th at the moment. Stewart's trying to push that Bentley. You can just see how quickly it's getting between the pair of them, with 17 minutes to go in this race. Then it is going to be very carefully picked out, but looking exactly what's happening. Rich is still there in 6th, then Cleniff now is up into 8th place. Look like he's trying to push on, he's trying to push away from Comer. I think Bullen's got past as well, Bart's there as well in 11th. I think Wesley made a mistake somewhere, so he's going to have to try and push on. Dan Stevens in 13th at the moment, followed by Yuri in 14th. They looks like they've had a bit of a either coming together or they've just pushed too hard. But 16.5 minutes left then of the opening race here at Brands Hatch tonight. It is going to be very carefully. I'll tell you what, I am looking forward to seeing how quick things go between the likes of Marmot. Marmot's going to have to push on. He's around 3.0 of a second to Adam Foster at the moment. The Brownster is 1.6 ahead of behind Marmot at the moment, with 5.1 seconds from Luke at the moment. Luke's trying to push on. He's got Stewart chasing him. That Bentley seems to be coming on strong. Just under 16 minutes left of the opening race then. I'll tell you what, it has been an absolute joy to watch this time, and it always is a joy to watch, but you know, it is a very much close battle. The likes of Rich and Kakatakos, 1.3 between them at the moment. That seems to be a very close battle. Another battle of Bentley versus Ferrari, but the battle for second place at the moment is 1.2 of a second. Excuse me, 1.2 of a second, maybe 1.1 now, because Marmot is pushing to the degree he can't afford to push on too much, because he could easily push too hard and spin that Mercedes out of contention. So we're halfway through the race then, 15 minutes to go till the checkered flag drops for race number 1. But I'll tell you what, it is getting very carefully picked out. But I'll tell you what, the battle for 4th at the moment, Luke's trying to get away from Stewart. Stewart's trying to push all the way. Is he going to try and do it? We'll go on board with the Bentley, trying to get up towards Luke, then going out of Sterling we go. It's going to be very carefully hand over fist. It could be a 0.6 between them, but this could be exactly how Stewart wants to be. He had a good qualifying session, so he's going to try and push on to get up towards like the likes of Luke's Mercedes at the moment, firing his way into Paddock Hill Bend. Then it's going to be very carefully picked out. We'll see exactly what's happening. Clenough still there with Comet right behind him. You know, both same engine powered between the Audi and Lamborghini, but it looks like Clenough's trying to get away from the Audi. And Clenough did drive the Audi in season 1 of Thursday Night Race League, and I'll tell you what, he's probably thinking, I've got the same engine in my Lamborghini. But we're going to try and push away from Comet at the moment. Comet's trying to push on the Dutchman versus the Englishman. It's going to be very carefully picked between these two as well. But I'll tell you what, there's been quite a few battles that have been almighty impressive. The likes of Marmot and the Brownster. The Brownsters actually really got really close and personal to Marmot as we go out of Sheen in Sterling. Then we'll try and jump back between that battle and Comet and Clenough in a moment or two. But it could be very carefully interesting between the Brownster and Marmot. Marmot's trying to push on. He's got 13 minutes to try and hold on for dear life to try and finish second. Adam Foster, however, 4.2 seconds up the road in that number 1 Ferrari, the reigning champion of the series. He's trying to push on. Maybe he knows exactly what Marmot's got to do. Marmot leading the championship, but you know, Marmot's under pressure from a newcomer, and this is exactly how things go. But the Brownsters locked up a break into Graham Hill Bend. That is not going to do him any world of good. So that's going to be thereabouts as he dropped. Yeah, he's dropped quite a bit now, but we'll see what's happening. Clenough and Comet will go on board with Comet's Audi as they find their way down towards Graham Hill Bend. Then see exactly what's going to happen. Looks like Comet's trying to get up to Clenough, but Clenough has to push on. It's going to be very carefully. Maybe a battle that could go down to the last 12 minutes of the race. It looks like Comet's trying to push on in that Audi. You know how well he does. He's actually been thereabouts, but you know, the Brownsters now under threat from Luke and of course Stewart just as they go in towards Sterling. It's going to be very close into Clearways, then into McLaren. Then it's going to be thereabouts. The likes of Bart is around 0.8881 of a second between him and Bullen at the moment, I believe. Yes, that is right. Mike Bullen in 10th place in the moment in the Soul Honda NSX GT3 this evening. Poddy Flack was due to be teaming up again this evening, but I believe personal commitments have got in the way for him. But hopefully he's back out for the season finale at Catalonia next week. So 11 minutes to go then. Are we going to be in for a nail-biting end? It looks like Stewart's trying to catch up to the likes of Luke, but he's dropped a bit, 0.6 of a second. But what's happening with that battle between Clenough and Comet at the moment? It's now 1.5. It looks like Clenough extended that gap. I think Comet made a bit of a mistake somewhere, but the battle for 4th place is actually getting very close between Luke and of course Stewart at the moment. Stewart seems to be pushing that Bentley all the way, it seems to be thereabouts, but is he going to be able to get onto the back of the Mercedes in a moment or two? He may do that, but going out of McLaren then onto the Brabham Straight, he may get that famous overlap into Paddock Hill Bend. Is he going to be able to? 10 minutes left. It seems to be a long 10 minutes, but it may not feel like it for the time being. But he's going to try and get a move into Druids. He thinks about it, but then backs out of it. Does Stewart, but he may get that lunge down into Graham Hill Bend. You never know. But we'll go on board with the Bentley then. It's going to be very carefully between these two. Obviously season pro like Luke, and obviously, you know, it looks like Stewart's going to try and push on. You can just see how close he's getting to that Mercedes. That Mercedes seems to be thereabouts, but we'll still go back on board then, because you can just see how close it's getting between the pair of them. 9 minutes and 20 minutes to go. It's going to get very close. It's going to get nail biting. Don't want to afford to make too many mistakes, because that is how it ends up into a sticky situation like it was between Kaka and of course Rich going into Surtees a couple of laps ago. But looking at Stewart then, he's going to try and push on. The Helicam has a bit of a wobbler, but you can just see how close these two are getting. Stewart's trying to line Luke up. Is he going to try and line him up this time to go into Paddock Hill Bend? It looks like Luke's got that Mercedes absolutely on rails at the minute to try and hold on for dear life to stop Stewart from overtaking for that 4th place at the moment. 8.5 minutes left then of race number 1 of the penultimate round of the championship here at Brands Hatch. Is Stewart going to try and make a move? Drops down to first gear into Druids then. We'll see exactly what he's going to do. Is he going to get that memento to try and go through to Graham Hill Bend and try and power his way to get up into 4th place away from Luke? Is he going to be able to do it into Surtees, but then on the way down to Pilgrim's Drop it's going to get thereabouts? It could be very close. We'll see exactly what's going to happen, because Wesley's got past Bart by the looks of it, and he's also trying to now put Bullen under pressure it seems, but he goes a bit wide out of Graham Hill. He's got to be very carefully on course, but at the moment it looks like Clarence gets another AM-Class win. At the moment that could extend his AM-Class championship, but we'll see exactly what the 900 Lamborghini can do with 7.5 minutes to go. Then it looks like Luke's tried to hold off Stewart at the moment as to go through clearways into McLaren for the 16th time. Then it could be very carefully between the pair of them. It could be another move, but I'll tell you what, going into Paddock Hill Bend, Stewart tries to get the move, thinks about it, but Luke just gets in front of that Bentley. And I'll tell you what, it seems to me that how close it's going to get between the pair of them. I'll tell you what, this is exactly how you want the championship to be. It is thereabouts, but I'll tell you what, it is going to be very carefully between these guys. It is getting very close between 4th and 5th at the moment it seems, but the battle for 10th and 11th is almost there. It's 1.0 of a second between Wesley and of course Bullen at the moment. Bullen's trying to escape in that Honda. You can just hear that Honda powering its way out of Graham Hill Bend, but is Luke under pressure from Stewart? It's only 1.021 of a second. Could be there about 16 minutes, just 16 minutes, I mean 6 minutes, I do apologise, got way behind myself there, but 6 minutes then to try and take that. Oh, Luke's made a mistake out of Sterling, and I'll tell you what, we've just seen that bright orange Mercedes. We knew that was going to happen. I think Luke's pushed himself too hard there, so he's dropped down to 5th place now. That's handed Stewart 4th place at the moment. Rich is coming up onto the back as well, so this is exactly how things go. Wesley, however, out of Sterling he goes then, trying to catch up to Bullen in that Honda. Go on board with the Lamborghini driver then, the Dutchman, out of clearways into McLaren, gets a bit crossed up slightly, but nevertheless he's doing a stellar job to try and push on. Going in towards Paddock Hill Bend then, he's got to push on to try and get that Honda dispatched away from him, but this is exactly how things go in this race series in Thursday Night Race League. It is exactly how things go. 5 minutes left of race number 1 of the penultimate round of the championship. Tell you what, we're in for a treat for race number 2 if it stays like that and Bullen goes wide out of Graham Hill Bend. Was not expecting Wesley to pounce like that, but he has. He's now got 10th place. Is he going to chase after Comma, or has he got a bit less time to do it? But however, Marmer and the Brownster, he's there. He's 1.9 of a second with 4.5 minutes to go in race number 1. This is going to be absolutely unreal. The Brownster trying to get a Ferrari 1-2. Marmot is thereabouts. It's 0.2 of a second as we go into Paddock Hill Bend for just 4 minutes and 16 seconds to go. The Brownster thinks about it into Druids. He's not going to do it there, I don't think, but fair play to Marmot. He's drove that Ferrari. He's now driving the Mercedes. But I tell you what, it will be a very tense last couple of minutes showdown. 4 minutes to go then in race number 1. This is exactly how things pan out if you plan it correctly. I'll tell you what, Marmot's going to be looking in his mirrors thinking, where is that Ferrari going to attack me from, or have I got to defend? Fair play to the Brownster. At the moment he is thereabouts. He is around 3 minutes and 3.5 minutes to go. He is going to be pushing for 3.5 minutes. Adam Foster is around 9.6 of a second in the lead, so he doesn't have to worry about these two having a scrap in his rear view mirror. But I tell you what, Marmot powers his way out towards clearways, up towards then into McLaren. Then is the Brownster going to make the move into Paddock Hill Bend for around 3 minutes left. This is all that's left for race number 1. 3 minutes to go. It is going to be very carefully picked. The Brownster thinks about it into Paddock Hill, but he's not been able to. Marmot thinks about it. He knows exactly where that Ferrari is going to try and take that advantage, but you can just see the likes of Stewart in the background trying to catch these two up. He's hoping these two make a mistake, but I tell you what, the Brownster, he is driven exceptionally well. Go on board with the Brownster then. Out towards Surtees we go then. This is exactly what's going to happen between Marmot, season pro like Marmot, and the Brownster making his debut in, of course, Thursday Night Race League for the first time this season. But I tell you what, fair play to these guys. They've not put a foot wrong. It has been a bit of a battle. There's a lap car ahead of them. Don't know who that will be. Possibly be Yuri, but not too sure where Yuri is at the moment. But blue flags have been withdrawn. But Marmot's thinking, I don't need blue flags, it's not for me. But he's going to be there with just under 2 minutes to go then. So they will be going on to what could be the final lap of the race then. But I tell you what, it looks like the Brownster's trying to get up to Marmot. Marmot's trying to defend like mad. We're still on board with the Brownster heading up towards Paddock Hill Bend. He's going to try and go this time round. Is he going to try and push on for a second place finish? Out of Paddock Hill Bend they go then, but looks like the Brownster's trying to catch up to Marmot. Marmot's also defending like mad. I'll tell you what, fair play. Adam Foster does not need to worry about these guys. Adam's actually halfway out of Surtees there. The Brownster goes a bit wide out of Graham Hill Bend, thinks about it. A bit of a paint chip there on the front of the Ferrari versus that Mercedes. But I'll tell you what, the Brownster will go back on board with him as we go down Pilgrim's Drop towards Hawthorne. It's going to be very close, between these two. It's going to be thereabouts, but I think Adam may be on to the final lap in a moment or two. But I'll tell you what, the Brownster's dropped back a bit now. Dropped back a bit going into Westfield. He's now into Sheen Curve. He's got to try and make the move. He's got to try and make the move stick, because he's got to be very careful, because Stewart in the Bentley is right getting there closer now. 21 seconds remain. So Adam's on to the final lap then. So we were actually on the penultimate lap, so I do apologise for that. But Marmot is trying to push on. The Brownster is trying to get thereabouts. It is going to get very close between these guys. These guys are unstoppable. Marmot knows how that Ferrari handles. He knows how it races. But I tell you what, the Brownster's getting ever so close yet again to Marmot's back bumper of that Mercedes at the moment. You can see how the Ferrari is versus the Mercedes out of Graham Hill Bend. It could be a very close battle between the pair of them. Let's see exactly what's going to happen. Marmot's defending like mad at the moment, trying to say, not on your life, sunshine, I want this second place. But I tell you what, Adam Foster will take the race win because he is light years ahead, but I tell you what, he's trying to catch up. But Stewart's also in this battle. It could be a 3-car battle for second place. Oh my goodness gracious, this is gonna be insane. Marmot knows what he's got to do. He's got these cars right behind him, the Brownster and Stewart. These two are newcomers to the league. I tell you what, this is going to be close as you like, the battle for second. This is absolutely unreal. Marmot still holds on for dear life then, with Adam Foster taking the checkered flag for the first race of the evening. But I tell you what, it's going to get very close. Marmot will be thereabouts then to finish second at the moment. Brownster in third then, with Stewart fourth at the moment. I tell you what, fair play to these guys. That is an absolute insane battle. Luke in fifth then, Rich in sixth, Kakatakos in seventh. I think fair play to them guys. They actually had a bit of a argy-bargy moment, but they obviously had a bit of contact, but they waited for each other. But I tell you what, Clenough is still in eighth then at the moment. He's got Wesley in ninth, so he's close compatriot in ninth then. So Clenough takes the AM class victory. He will be happy with that, with the likes of Wesley in ninth, followed by Comer in 10th, and Bullen in 11th, with Bods in 11th, Ted in 13th, and Yuri in 14th. What a stellar end to the first race of the evening. I tell you what, you don't want to miss the second race, because that is going to be absolutely insane, and it's going to be absolutely top draw. But I tell you what, we're in for a treat for the second race of the evening. But we shall see exactly what's going to happen. So looking at the back of the field then, it looks like someone's already dropped out. Looks like we've got 13 cars now by the looks of it. So it looks like looks to me Wesley's gone from, was it Wesley? Yeah, it looks like it could be. Just looking at the cars that are on the grid at the moment. Yeah, it looks like Wesley's missing. No, he's not actually. I do apologise. Who is missing? Looks like Clenough. Is it? Is it Clenough or is it Yuri? It's hard to tell who's missing at the moment on that grid, but we shall see in a moment or two. But we are gearing up for the second race of the evening then, the penultimate round of the championship. And I'll tell you what, it is the penultimate race of the championship as well. Things are going to hot up going into Circuit de Barcelona. And it looks like, I think, you know, I do feel sorry for Bullen because he's suffering with coronavirus at the moment. It's Mike Bullen. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But it looks like Wesley is missing on the grid, which is a bit unfortunate for the second race of the evening then. So Adam Foster will lead them away for the second formation lap then. So we'll go on board with Bort for a moment or two, just while the guys are just going on their formation. It looks like then it is Wesley that is unfortunately dropped out of the grid, which is going to be a real big shame. It sounds like he's in a bit of pain, so that's a big shame because he did so well in race number 1. But we'll see exactly what is going to happen. It seems at the moment how things are going. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully we are good to go on stream. But looking exactly what is happening at the moment then for the second race of the evening. But we should be very close to seeing what's going to happen for the second 30-minute race. I'll tell you what, you don't want to miss this. You do not want to miss this, because it is getting very close. You know, we're on board with Bart at the moment, just because unfortunately he was the last car we picked. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be very close. Let's see what's going to happen for race number 2, and it is going to be thereabouts. But it's getting very close now. It's getting towards the nitty gritty half of the championship now. It is going to be very close. It's going to be, we're going to see who's probably going to lead the championship after tonight. It is going to be a very close. Looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. Just looking at the cars bunching themselves way up towards Sheen Curve, but you'll see the likes of Adam Foster. He's probably going to gun it, but we'll try and see exactly what's going to happen. Hopefully we don't have any major issues, but at the moment you can just see the likes of Marmer, as course as the Brownster and Luke, and of course Stewart as well. So it's going to be very close. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. It looks like all cars are back from the formation lap apart from Wesley, so it's going to be very carefully pit. Let's see what's going to happen then. So strap yourselves in, guys, because we are about to go green yet again for the penultimate round of the championship. And it looks like straight away Adam Foster is trying to escape, trying to literally get that Ferrari thereabouts to try and push on. It looks like there's a bit of contact between, I'm trying to figure out who that was. It's Brownster, and of course he went spinning on the way up towards Druids Bend there, out of Paddock Hill Bend. But it looks like the likes of Marmer and of course Stewart at the moment. Was that Marmer, or was that just cars going into Paddock Hill Bend? But it looked a bit unfortunate there, but that is allowed the likes of Adam Foster to extend that lead at the moment. This is exactly what Adam wants to do, to try and get back-to-back titles. Marmer still there in second place, Stewart in third at the moment, Luke in fifth, then followed, no, he's fourth, I beg your pardon. Kakatakos is fifth, Rich in sixth, then Clenough seventh. At the moment Clenough seems to have a bit of a moment going out of Hawthorne, no, Westfield, I beg your pardon, into, oh, he's gone off there at Sheen Curve. He had Bart right behind him as well. That has cost them a bit of ground as well, so it's all kicked off in this second race, which it seems to be a bit of an unfortunate one for the likes of Clenough, and of course Comet with Bart right behind them, with the likes of Bullen. Bullen's down in 13th place at the moment, I believe, and no, he's not. I do apologise, he's not 13th. He's 11th with Yuri 12th, and the Brownster in 13th at the moment. But I'll tell you what had happened for it all to kick off at turn number 1. But this seems to be exactly how things go. We'll get the helicam straight up there. It's going to be very close between the likes of Luke, but it looks like Stewart's gone off at Surtees there. That's a bit unfortunate for Stewart. He's going to have to try and push on for some time being. Now he's lost a bit of ground, but that's allowed Luke to get up into the podium spot then to try and push on. Kakatakos is now 4th, Rich in 5th, followed by Comet in 6th, I believe. I'll tell you what, there's going to be quite a few cars there trying to push on, like to Dan Stevens in there, of course. 10th place at the moment, Bullen right behind. Clenough goes a bit wide out of Westfield again, but he's going to have to be very carefully pit into Sheen Curve then, with Bart trying to push on. Clenough goes a bit wide out at Sheen, so does Dan Stevens. Dan Stevens has got to be very careful, because he was almost there to take it. Oh, he had a bit of contact with Mike Bullen as well. like I say, it's all kits off in the second race. This is not what we want to see because, you know, the battles are great, but unfortunately, you know, contact is inevitable around here. You know, the guys have been warned about things, but the Brownstone 13th, has he got damaged? But, you know, Marma's still there. Adam is there in first place. He's leading the race yet again. This is exactly what he wants to try and make it back-to-back titles, or maybe take the title down towards Catalunya. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be very interesting. Marma still there at the moment with around 26.5 minutes to go. Luke is chasing up to the fellow Mercedes driver. Kaka is still there in fourth at the moment. Rich in fifth, then Stewart in sixth at the moment with Comet seventh. Clemeth is eighth with Bart right behind. No, Clemeth is now ninth because he's got Bart in eighth. The timing screen is throwing an absolute wobbler at me. So, you know, but Clemeth's trying to get past Bart for that 8th place, trying to get a trio of 8th places, well, the double of 8th places, should I say, not the trio, because that's 3. But Clemeth is thereabouts trying to catch up to Bart. Bullen in 10th, Dan Stevens in 11th, with Yuri trying to catch him up. Goes wide out of Sheen Curve in towards Sterling then, so the Lamborghini, number 5 Lamborghini, trying to push on. It seems he's trying to catch that Dan Stevens is trying to catch up to Bullen, but Comet is still there. Clemeth still in 9th at the moment, but not a very interesting second race for him at the moment. Marma still in second, Luke in the third still. Kakatakos is gaining on him slightly by 1.1 of a second. This is exactly how Kakatakos wants to be. He could be on course to get a podium. The Ferraris seem to be very strong in race number 1, but 25 minutes to go then in this race. It seems to be pushing on quite a bit, but it's thereabouts. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. Adam's still leading the race then. Luke is still there. Kakatakos has brought the gap down to 0.5 of a second at the moment between the Ferrari and Mercedes. Go on board with the Portuguese driver trying to chase after Luke in towards Sheen Curve. We go. This is exactly how Kaka wants to plan his race. 24.5 minutes left. I'll tell you what, we've seen some close battles, but I'll tell you what, have no idea what happened at the start. The start looked a bit messy. I'm sure that will be looked at, but it looks like Kaka's trying to get up to Luke at the moment, trying to pincer his way through. You know, trying to get that Ferrari alongside that Mercedes going into Paddock Hill Bend as he goes. It's going to be very carefully picked. It could be a move going into Druids. We could soon find out, but looking exactly what's happening at the moment. But it seems to be that Kaka's trying to get up to Luke. Luke's trying to get away from Kakatakos at the moment, it seems. But I'll tell you what, fair play to him at the moment. Kaka is on course to try and do a stellar job. There's a battle brewing towards the latter half. Clemeth is there with the likes of his title nemesis for the M class, Mike Bullen, right behind, but seems the Honda versus Dan Stevens as well. Dan Stevens has got them up quite a bit as well, with the likes of Yuri down in 12th and the Brownster in 13th at the moment. It's been a bit of an argy-bargy moment, but getting back towards Sheen Curve then in towards Kakatakos' sort of position, trying to see whether he's going to go on, but Luke's trying to push his way out of Sterling, which he's going to try and go into Clearways, then into McLaren, and then obviously down the Brabham Straight with 23 minutes to go. This race seems to be going very quickly. I'll tell you what, I won't be surprised if Kaka gets the move done on Luke in a couple of laps time or a couple of corners go. Into Paddock Hill Bend we go, then Rich is also there as well. So the battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th is just about close as you get, but the likes of Kaka and Rich have got to be very careful. They had a bit of a coming together at Surtees in race number 1, so you know it's going to be very carefully pinned out for these guys. It looks like Marma's trying to escape. He knows he's got that gap between himself and Luke at the moment, 3.1 of a second, with the likes of Rich and Kaka chasing each other down, but they're also trying to chase Luke down for that 3rd place at the moment, the final spot on the podium. with around 22 minutes to go. It is very carefully picked out. It is going to be absolutely between Kaka, Luke and of course Rich. This is exactly how things go, but Rich is trying to push on. You know, this could be very close between them as they go up towards Sheen Curve then, with the likes of Luke trying to push on. Rich goes a bit wide out of Sheen, but he's got to be very carefully. He gets back on, but, you know, Kakatakos lining up Luke as he gets a better run out of Sheen Curve this time. Into Clearways, into McLaren. We go down a Brabham straight. Kaka could get the move done into Paddock Hill Bend if he plans it. But it's there about. But I'll tell you what, into Paddock Hill Bend we go then. For the 6th time, it is going to be very careful. It looks like Marma's picked up a bit of dirt. But then it's going to be very carefully picked out, maybe into Druids. He's getting very close to that. Number 11 Mercedes right now, isn't he? He's Kakatakos. You know, this guy is a very established racer into Graham Hill. You can see the marker posts on the track. It seems to be thereabouts. But, you know, is Luke going to be under pressure from Kaka for that 3rd place? At the moment, it seems. But I'll tell you what, fair play to these two as we go down towards Pilgrim's Drop then, up towards Hawthorne. It's going to be very carefully picked. It could be into Westfield. But I'll tell you what, Kaka does not need to make a mistake. Luke goes a bit wide out of Hawthorne into Westfield. Oh, he's run wide out of Westfield as well. Oh, he's ended up flashing the lights at Kakatakos, saying, okay mate, that is your place. But Kaka's now onto the podium then, with the likes of Rich and Luke battling for now 4th it seems. But I'll tell you what, 20 minutes to go in this race, 2nd race of the evening. It is a nail biting at the moment. You know, Kakatakos, we knew he was going to be pushing on. But I'll tell you what, Rich and Luke's going to have to be very carefully to try and stop that Bentley. He's got the other Bentley of Stewart also there. Luke Hobson skips the outside of Paddock Hill Bend there, but is Rich going to make a move into Druids? He may do, he may not, but it could be very carefully between the pair of them. But they're looking exactly what's going to happen. Kakatakos is now into place with Rich and Luke battling for 4th. It is going to be very carefully an outsider, and Rich could easily push on for that 4th place of Luke at the moment. It could be thereabouts. Let's have a look what's going on back. Comet in 7th, Clough in 8th at the moment. Bullen is not far behind at the moment. He's going to be pushing on for 1.4 of a second. The Brownster and of course Dan Stevens, they're having a bit of a battle. Both Ferraris. Is the Brownster going to get the move done on Dan Stevens going into Hawthorne? Yes. So the Brownster's got past Dan Stevens for that place bar in pit lane then. Yuri's also there. What has happened for these guys to be at that place, it seems, at the moment? But there's an area battle between the likes of Rich and Luke going into Paddock Hill Bend. It seems to be thereabouts. It could be very carefully. Rich is there. Rich taps Luke into a spin at Druids. That is allowed Stewart to get there. That is yet again contact between Rich and another car this evening. Rich has dropped down, so that's allowed Stewart to get into that, of course, 4th place at the moment, so that will allow him to catch up to Kaka. As I say, this race has actually been a bit close. It's been a bit, maybe thereabouts between them, but Clenough is still there in 8th place at the moment. Bart's still in pit lane then, with the likes of Yuri in 12th for the moment. Dan Stevens 11th, the Brownster 10th. But I tell you what, it's been a bit of an argy-bargy this race. I've never really, since maybe a few rounds ago when we had a bit of contact, but you know, Luke's now in 5th at the moment. Stewart's in 4th then, trying to push on. Kakatakos in 3rd at the moment, still enjoying His time, he will be on the podium if he plans it together. Rich in 6th, 7th. Clenough is still there in 8th rather at the moment with 17 minutes to go. Bullen is trying to catch him up as best as he can. I do feel sorry for Mike with suffering with COVID at the moment. He's trying everything he's getting to try and catch up to Clenough to try and take an M-Class win tonight. Boss is still in pit lane. Has he had hefty damage? Yuri is still there in 12th at the moment. Ran a bit wide into Sterling, I think, but he's got to be pushing on. You know, Clenough is there, firing his way down towards Graham Hill Bend. But I tell you what, this is going to be very interesting. We'll look back from Clenough's Lamborghini then, just looking exactly what's going to happen. But it could be thereabouts. Clenough is trying to get away from Bullen. It's 0.5 of a second, 0.6 now. It could be very close between the two M-Class runners for this evening. With 16 minutes to go in this race, it is going to be absolutely between these two at the moment. What's happening further ahead? Have we got any major battles? No, the only major battle we get at the moment is between Clenough and, of course, Bullen for the M-Class title. Bullen goes wide at Sheen Curve. Clenough had a bit of a moment as well, but Bullen's going to have to try and push on now. It's dropped him back a bit, but hopefully he can pick up that momentum and try and get back to Clenough. But he's got to be very careful because the Brownster's also gaining as fast as he can now. But this is going to be very carefully picked. It could be a bit of a moment. It could be, you know, Dan Stevens is thereabouts in 11th at the moment. Yuri's still there in 12th place at the moment. Bart is still in pit lane then. So halfway through the race then. So it's, we're not even, the race isn't even over as of yet. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen, but it's going to be very closely. Kaka's still there in 3rd place at the moment. Stewart still in 4th. Luke in 5th, and Rich still there in 6th. 7th. Clenough still in 8th then, with the likes of the Brownstead trying to catch up to Bullen. It's around 1.2 of a second now between the Ferrari driver and the Honda driver. It's going to be very carefully picked out between the pair of them. Are we going to be in for quite an interesting battle between Bullen and the Brownster? We could be. You never know. But I tell you what, 14 minutes to go in this race then. It could be easily between a few guys at the moment. But I tell you what, the Brownster's got to be very careful. I think him and Dan Stevens had a bit of a coming together, which wasn't very pleasant, but I think the Brownster also got taken out on lap number 1, so it's going to be very careful. Into Druids Bend then for the 11th time. It seems to be thereabouts, but we'll see exactly how things go. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen between the Brownster and, of course, Bullen at the moment. Is the Brownster going to try and make a move? Thought about it going into Surtees, but he's right behind Mike Bullen. Gets a bit crossed up on the dirt, but these two are going to have a bit of a battle gone board with the Ferrari driver going down Pilgrim's Drop towards Hawthorne. Then it seems to be a lot of interest. But I tell you what, is he going to try and make a move into Westfield? The Honda trying to escape the Ferrari at the moment. You can just see Clenough just up the road as we fire ourselves out of Westfield, and it is going to be there about. Is it going to be now or nothing? Because we've got around 12 minutes and 45 seconds left in race number 2, and I think Mike is just trying to hold on for dear life. It could be how things go. It could be the likes of Mike and, of course, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. 12. Oh, the Brownster made a stellar move on Mike Bullen into Paddock Hill Bend there. It's going to be So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But looking exactly what's going to happen. But Adam Foster still leads them from Marmot 3.9 at the moment. Kaka is around 4.1 seconds from this group. But I'll tell you what, he will be thrilled with that. Stewart in 4th, Luke in 5th at the moment, Rich in 6th, Comma is around in 7th, Clenough in 8th, with the likes of the Brownster now trying to catch up to Clenough. He's around 1.6 at the moment, with Bullen 1.111 of a second. Couldn't say that if you had a handful, could you? But it seems to be that Bullen's trying to push that Honda. I know he's struggling at the moment, but wish him all the best of health to literally get well soon. I think it must be taking it out of him at the moment, but hopefully he is going to be fighting fit for the season finale at Catalunya. But he should be thereabouts. The Welshman trying to push on to try and catch up to the likes of the Brownster and of course Clenough. But the Brownster's caught up to Clenough slightly as we go into Druids. Clenough thinks about it, but it's got to be very carefully picked out between the two Italian sports cars now. The Lamborghini versus the Ferrari. Ted, aka Dan Stevens, still there in 11th. Yuri 12th, and Bart 5 laps down at the moment. So Bart's probably had a hefty damage somehow. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But the Brownster is trying to catch up to Clenough as best as he can, with around 10 minutes and 14 seconds left of the penultimate race of the season. This is going to get very carefully picked between Clenough and the Brownster. Right now you can tell this is exactly what's going to happen, because the Brownster is on course to try and get up to Clenough. Oh, the Brownster goes off at Sheen Curve. He's lost a bit of ground now to Clenough. Or has he? No, he has. That's giving more momentum. It's giving more momentum to try and catch up to Clenough for that 8th place at the moment. Seems to be very carefully between the pair of them. But I tell you what, it's going to be very close with 9.5 minutes to go. It looks like Bullen's trying to catch up, but I tell you what, have we got a battle for 3rd at the moment. Kakatakos is trying to get away from Stewart at the moment. But I tell you what, the battle between Clenough and the Brownster at the moment for 8th and 9th, it seems to be a bit thereabouts. The Brownster's trying to push that Ferrari as best as he can. Bullen runs wide out of Graham Hill. Ben going into 30s then. 9 minutes left of this race. It's going to be down to the wire yet again. I think the titles are going to go down to the wire. It could be very close as you like. But I'll tell you what, Clenough is going to be pushing on to try and get away from the Brownster. I'll tell you what, Marmot's still there in 2nd place at the moment, 6.3 of a second between him and Adam. But I'll tell you what, Bart's come out of pit lane then, so it looked like he did have hefty damage. He's had to let Adam go. He's 8 laps down, unfortunately. Poor old Bart, he's had a bit of an issue. Kaka, however, still in 3rd place at the moment, 1.8 of a second between him and of course Stewart at the moment. Stewart's holding on for 4th at the moment. Luke is still there in 5th at the moment. Rich still there in 6th. Comma 7th. Clenough in, of course, now 9th, because the Brownster's got past him. Kind of knew that was going to happen. 8 minutes to go into Paddock Hill Bend then for 8 minutes left. Oh, this is getting tense by the minute. These guys' heart rate must be shooting. They must be literally trying to go tooth and nail. But I tell you what, it's going to be very close. I bet the championships after tonight are going to be even closer. But I tell you what, 7.5 minutes left. What is happening tonight? Tonight has been absolutely unreal. And this is exactly why, if you are watching the stream, guys, and you're not part of Thursday Night Racing League, then you should, because it is a fabulous league. The guys are so hefty into getting the cars set up right for these races. I'll tell you what, these 30-minute sprint races that we've had this season have never failed to disappoint. They have actually been absolutely unreal. Clenford's ride out of Sterling there, but he's going to try and push on. It's got the Bromster now 8th, but this is exactly how things go. Kaka is around 1.3 ahead of Stewart for the time being. The Bentley driver trying to catch up to the Ferrari now, thinking, I want to get on the podium this time round. I want to literally get onto that third spot. I want to get onto the winners, well, the podium. He wants to get onto the rostrum to try and push on, but Kakatakos, we know what he's like. Very established Portuguese racer. I'll tell you this now, for next to nothing. He is holding on for dear life at the moment with 6 minutes, coming up to 6 minutes to go in this race. This has been absolute sublime. Yes, there's been a few issues there and then, but I'll tell you what, 6 minutes to go. It is going to go down to the last bit of the podium. You know, the likes of Bart and Yuri, you've got to feel sorry for them at the moment. Clenough is now 2.2 from the Brownston now, so it's going to be very carefully picked out. I think the likes of Stewart and Kakatakos, they're going to try and battle for the last spot on the podium with 5.5 minutes to go, going out towards Graham Hill Bend. Then we go. This is exactly how Kaka wants it. He wants to try and get onto the podium. You know, he's been thereabouts. Bit of a different beast compared to his Porsche, but we can see exactly. But it's going to be thereabouts to see exactly what's going to happen. But you know, Kakatakos is trying to hold on for dear life. 5 minutes left. This is exactly how things are going to play. I think Stewart's going to try and catch up to Kaka because he wants to get on the podium. But I tell you what, there was a bit of argy-bargy moments at the start of the race. It was hard to tell exactly what's gone on, but you know, maybe the stewards are going to look at the first lap. It looked like there was a lot. Oh, that was Bart going off a foot. He's hit the wall yet again. That's a bit unfortunate for Bart. He's 9 laps down as well, so he's got a long way to go. But we've got 4.5 minutes to go then, with the likes of Stewart now catching up to Kakatakos. This could be a very close battle for third place onto the podium, but I tell you this, it is not going to be thereabouts. I tell you, Kakatakos has to push on from the likes of at the moment, but he's trying to push on for dear life to try and get away from Stewart with 4 minutes left in this race. Adam is still leading the race then from Marma, followed by Kakatakos and Stewart. It's now 0.9 of a second between the likes of Kakatakos and of course Stewart at the moment. Luke's still there in 5th at the moment. Rich in 6th and comma 7th. Brownster is catching him up slightly, so that's going to be probably an interesting battle for 7th and 8th. Clenough now in 9th. Bullen in 10th then, trying to chase down his M-Class rival with around 3 minutes and 21 seconds left. Dan Stevens 11th, Yuri in 11th, and of course Bart in, of course, 13th at the moment. Poor old Wesley didn't make the start of the second race, but 3 minutes to go then. It is going to be very close. This battle for third seems to be coming down towards the last 3 minutes of the race. I'll tell you what, it has been absolutely unreal, but they've got a couple of lap cars ahead of them at the moment, the likes of Yuri and I believe, is it between Yuri? Yes it is, but Yuri's going to be a lap down if he's not careful. He's going to try and push on though, but on board with Stewart then, going up towards Surtees then. It's going to be thereabouts, but is he going to try and push that Bentley as much as he can to get up to Kakatakos' Ferrari at the moment? Seems it could be, but he is thereabouts. He is gaining by the minute, around 0.5 now. It could be even slow. Yuri's ahead, so you know, got to be very careful Yuri doesn't hold these guys up, or even worse, get involved in this battle, because that could easily affect his own race as well. But out of Sheen curve into Sterling, but Yuri gets out of the way carefully. Well done. That is exactly how it should be. He's unfortunately 2 laps down. He's now Yuri, but fair play, he's not given up. But it looks like that the likes of Stewart and Kakatakos taking it with 1.5 minutes to go then. Rich still there in 6th then, the Brownster and Comet. These two are having a bit of a nose to tail going into Sheen curve into Sterling's then. Looks like Comet's going to try and hold off from the Brownster at the moment. The Brownster trying to hold on for dear life. Comet's got a bit of a jink on there. He's got to try and push on though. He's got the Brownster chasing him down. This could be another battle. This is another almighty battle going into Paddock Hill Bend. Comet thinks about it. The Brownster tries to go on the outside line of Paddock Hill Bend. Has he got it? Oh my goodness! What an absolute fabulous move by the Brownster. He has got into 7th place then. But what is happening for the final spot on the podium between Stewart and Kakatakos? 35 seconds left. This is exactly how things are panned out. I tell you, you do not want to miss the last bit. Oh, Stewart gets a bit crossed up, but he gets on the power. So Adam Foster gets onto the final lap then for the penultimate race of the season. Is he going to lead the championship going into Catalunya? You never know. Comer's got back past the Brownster, however, but the Brownster's still putting Comer under pressure. This could be another close battle. The Brownster goes off at Sheen curve there, and that's allowed Comer to get away slightly. But Kakatakos, fair play to him, holding off Stewart for that final spot on the podium for the time being. But this is exactly how things go. Bullen is trying to catch up to Clenough. This could be another bit of an AM-class battle. These two will battle the AM-class going on to the final lap then, so they will battle for the AM-class lead. I'll tell you what, it is getting close, but Marma's now 2.1 behind Kaka at the moment. Kaka could easily get second unless Marma doesn't make a mistake, but Adam Foster then coming through clearways into McLaren to take another checkered flag. He is about to win the second race yet again. He will be delighted with that. Fair play. He's not put a foot wrong this evening. Marma will come home in second at the moment. He will be thereabouts, but I'll tell you what, fair play to him too. I'll tell you what, Kakatakos, what about this third place in that Ferrari? He should be delighted. Stewart in 4th, Luke in 5th then. Luke is probably not going to be happy with the likes of Rich, but was it part of racing? What happened on lap number 1 in the race, it seems, but Luke will come home in 5th place then. Rich in 6th then. Comer and the Brownster. Oh, the Brownster's gone off on the way out of Sterling. And I'll tell you what, ignore the red flag, because that's probably how it was. But I'll tell you what, Comer, fair play, my friend, fair play to take 6th from Clenough. Well, not Clenough, the Brownster. Clenough in 8th, Bullen in, of course, 10th. But I tell you what, that was a close battle between the likes of Clenough and Bullen for the AM-class win right at the end. But it looks like Bart and Yuri and Dan Stevens were 11th and 12th and 13th. Poor old Wesley didn't even make the start for race number 2. I'll just quickly get the screenshot for the guys, so then if they do need it, we've got it. But I tell you what, fair play, what a night of racing. I cannot wait to see what is going to happen at Catalunya, because that is going to be up in the air. It is going to be very close to see what is going to happen. I can't wait to find out. But I tell you what, guys, I've been Hoppers for Thursday Night Racing League. I'm going to go and join the guys and see what they have to say. But there will be a few probably colourful words. So until next week, when we go to Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya for the final round, it is going to go down to the wire by the looks of it. But I tell you what, you do not want to miss that. It is going to be a thriller. So until then, guys, take care. Ta-ra.